Hello, Igloo friends. This is Lauren Gare reporting live from my classroom. It is still chaotic, even though there are no students in here, per the usual. So this is my post for week one called Help, I Need Somebody, which kind of goes with, I think, my norms for our group that I posted about because I really feel like this cohort is special because we always help each other with everything, whether or not it's personal stuff, professional stuff, or USC stuff. We are always willing to help each other in a kind and respectful way. So my name is Lauren Gare, aka the Gare Bear. Somebody posted in our group about interesting ways of, saying our last name. So mine is Gare like a bear. My students call me Gare Bear, and so do my cheer babies. So I am an English teacher. I teach at Dutch Fork High School. I started this year at Dutch Fork. I taught for the last 5 years at White Knoll High School, and I feel like I have finally found where I belong, and I'm very happy here. I have a wonderful administration. This year was a little tough. I finished out coaching at White Knoll, so I was in between two schools doing this program, and so it's been a lot, but it's been very rewarding to finally be at a place where I feel like I belong. So that's been a celebration, I think, so far for this year. I am a mom, as most of y'all know, because I flood y'all with pictures of little Liam. He turns 1 on Saturday, which I cannot believe. I am a wife to Dennis there on the right. We certainly do not look like that right now because we are both very tired and haggard from Liam because he keeps us on our toes. Um, I am a cheer coach. I will be coaching at Dutch Fork this year. We had our cheer interest meeting on Wednesday this week, so that'll be exciting. But I'll miss my girls at White Knoll. I'm a diver and a traveler. Don't travel as much right now because I'm busy with school and busy with Liam, but hopefully we will be traveling sometime soon. So my problem of practice is that students are not provided equitable and valuable assessments of their learning. And I kind of stumbled upon this because um, I dislike standardization, which I think is putting it lightly. I don't like standardized assessments. I don't like standardized curriculum choices. I feel like teachers should be able to differentiate their instruction and curriculum choices in their classrooms for their learners. And so project-based learning was an idea that seemed to provide an outlet for teachers to be able to differentiate their instructions. And so based on that, Dr. B and I kind of drilled down to my purpose being to analyze the impact of differentiation through PBL on student choice and student sense of accomplishment. And this was important to me because I felt like sense of accomplishment was very important to me because one of my strengths as a teacher, I feel like, is my connection with students. And I like to make students feel welcome, engaged, and, feel loved in the classroom. And I want them to feel proud of themselves and their learning. So we kind of drilled down to this. And this came with some pains in my chapter one woes. That's what I will call them. So at the beginning of this semester, we made some big changes. Dr. B and I made big changes to my chapter one. Well, first, my story in the introduction, he said, lacked some passion and didn't really drill down to why I was doing this story. Now, I'm quite the passionate gal, so I've never been accused of lacking emotion. And so I was a little surprised by this criticism, but when I reread it, I kind of could see what he was talking about, and so I had to think about, why did I even want to do this? What was my purpose? And so we changed it from there. Um, and so then we kind of drilled down into what was I really looking for, and that is what led me to student choice and sense of accomplishment. One of the things that I found most interesting in my study is looking at this idea of achievement versus accomplishment. A lot of times teachers are obsessed with numbers and percentages, which is that achievement goal, which is important, obviously, because that's our traditional structure for grading and assessment. However, what I'm looking at more is this accomplishment. How do students feel when they finish something, and how do they feel when they present what they learn? And obviously, this is not something that I'm going to change the world with just my one study, but it's definitely changed the way that I've thought about assessment in my classroom. A lot of students come into my room very stressed about assessments. They don't like tests because it stresses them out. They feel like they have to cheat. And so, how would students feel differently if they just had a little bit of a release from the pressure and it was just focused on making them feel good about what they learned? So kind of a pie in the sky approach, I guess, but That's the way I roll. One thing I've also become obsessed with throughout the study is this idea of student choice. I'm a student choice champ, if you will. So I wanted to include two things that I've done in my classroom that some of you English people out here might be able to use, and some other, disciplines, I guess you could use this as well. The picture on, I guess, my left, if you're looking at the screen too, is an example of visual thesis statements that we did with argumentative writing with Hamlet. And so instead of writing a giant argumentative literary analysis paper, I had them make a claim about Hamlet, and then they had to choose either choose a painting or draw their own sketch of a character from Hamlet, and then they had to write. They could choose whether or not they wanted to write a creative story, poem, diary entry, whatever they wanted to, something that argued their claim. And so this picture on the left was one of my angel babies preliminary drawings of Ophelia. She is going to make an argument about Ophelia's madness, and she's going to write a love letter to Hamlet. And then on the right is another aspect of choice that I was working with this semester with illustrated annotations. So instead of just simply giving the kids one option with annotating a text, I decided to open it up to give them an illustrated option as well. And so we were talking about the elements of a Shakespearean tragedy, and I had them create their own illustrations for these elements. And so when they chose specific scenes that they thought were most important from Hamlet, we would stop and they would annotate the text through their illustrations or whatever method they chose. So it's just a couple of things I'm proud of. Really proud of my students, but proud of the method as well. So one thing that I think we should focus on is that we're almost there. We need to focus on the happy stuff. I included this picture of Liam because he's in his first birthday party outfit. Well, he will be wearing pants on Saturday, but for this picture and for the cuteness factor, I decided, who needs pants? Anyway, so, Liam will be turning 1 on Saturday, and I remember this time last year going into labor, submitting an assignment for Dr. Tameen and emailing her and being like, well, I think I'm going into labor. Hope this is an okay assignment. And she was just like, don't worry about it. So it's amazing what we've accomplished so far. Started this program without a baby. Now I have a baby, and most of us, like, our lives have changed and we're still moving on, but we've done a lot of stuff and we have a lot to be proud of. And it may seem like we're never going to get there, but we really are almost there. And so we should focus on the happy stuff and be there for each other and be willing to help. So happy to see you guys.